Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Childhood Finds, and thank you for joining me for the weekly What Sold video. Sales have been pretty good. I had some nice sales over 100. I had lots of bread and butter sales. I'm just really so pleased with how things are growing and how my business is growing. I really see the potential for expansion in future now, and it's an exciting possibility. I'm getting to know my source more. We're starting to it's just becoming I'm really excited for the relationship because there's so many possibilities for the future of growing this business and really feeling like I can make this in the long run, which isn't a feeling I've had for a very long time. So that's exciting. I do have quite a few sales to share with you today. If it gets to where I'm selling so much, I might start splitting these into 2 videos a week, depending. But for right now, I'm just picking some of the good sales or ones that might be interesting or ones to talk about for now. And then just a reminder, I don't believe there's any questions last video, but if you have any questions that you maybe would like answered in a YouTube or in one of my What Sold videos, just put those in the comments and I can answer them in the beginning of the videos. If not, totally cool, but it's just, if you have them, please do. The other thing that I did as well this week that I will be excited to kind of show you guys as I get used to it is I did expand finally into Etsy. Finally did it. Many of you have shared that you've had success, and so I thank you guys so much for sharing that with me. That pushed me to do it. And I've seen others have success with it, so I'm hopeful. I'm still feeling very cheap because the 20-cent listing fee is making me just frustrated every time I have to pay it. But I'm hoping for the best. So we'll see where this goes. I only have like 15 to 20 items there right now. So that means I am officially on 5 different platforms. So I'm on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, and Etsy. So I don't know if I'm spreading myself too thin or this is what I need to do to keep growing. But for right now, I'm going to try all 5 and I will probably be listing on Facebook Marketplace a little more as well going forward. And if I do that and sell things, I'll share them with you too, just so you guys can see and, see all the different platforms so that maybe you can use them as well. The numbers here this week, I listed 96 new listings, and that was a total of $3,502 worth of listings, which I am just thrilled about. So last month, February, I listed nearly 12 grand in item value. That, if I can keep that up, that is just amazing. That is really, really escalating my growth. So that I'm going to keep pushing for. And then my solds, I sold 79 total listings, 77 on eBay, 1 on Depop, and 1 on Poshmark. So cross listing's not real impressive, but I'm going to keep I am cross-listing more. So I'm going to keep trying to push that. The gross sales total I had on just eBay was $2,545.74. Another just slight little thing I wanted to share that I do. So with Depop, I don't get a lot of sales there, but I actually have it just hooked up to my online high yield savings account. And I am basically just using it. So every time I get a little sale there, I put it directly into that high yield savings as just a little extra bonus. I can survive off of just my eBay sales. So it's just been a nice way for me to not be tempted to spend the money. It's just a nice way to watch it grow, and I just wanted to share that I do that because maybe that's something you guys could do if you cross list on multiple platforms, and maybe you could choose your lower performing one and just have that always be your money you save towards whatever you may want, whether it's a house down payment, a new car, different things. It could just be a way to not think about it and do it. So guys, after all that talking, let's get started on some sales. Here we go with a nice Easton Press sale, and it's an Easton Press Peanuts Valentine by Charles M. Schultz, Charlie Brown, Snoopy. It sold for the $50.96, and this is a Labrador Retriever Lab Solid Brass Belt Buckle, and this one sold for $33.96, and I got this at an estate sale for $5. It took 6+ months probably to sell, but belt buckles, they're this big. Here are those maps. I think this might be my last one I got in that lot. If you've watched my channel, you know I picked up a bunch of these atlases at an estate sale where they thought they were literal garbage. And I sold them all for, almost all of them, for pretty good money. And this is a Thomas Guide 1989 updated San Francisco Almeda Contra Costa Guide Map Atlas. Sold for $25.46. They have 10 cents into it. I will do those margins every day of the week. So I just look for these. If they're interesting places, I think people like to look at the changes, or I don't know. This is a metal belt buckle with Eisenhower $1 coin. Didn't have any markings, wasn't anything special. It was kind of one of those, they're the silver tone belt buckles that are kind of chintzy, for lack of a better way to describe. They feel cheap. Chintzy is a nice way of saying that. But this one did sell for $15, or around $15 on a best offer. And I picked this up, I think, for maybe $1. This is a thin line, large print Bible, New American Standard, leather Zondervan. This one is absolutely nothing special, but it sold very quickly for $14.95, and I picked it up for $1. And as I continue with this new source I have, guys, you will see that my margins will change. So you will see that, yes, I'm going to still source on my own to find interesting items, but you will see that my margins are going to be different. And, you know, that's okay if you're growing a business. You have to find the margins that work for you. And this is a Folkmanis Fox full body realistic puppet 16-inch plush. This one sold for $21.21. Got this at an estate sale with other Folkmanis for a couple bucks. This is the cutest. I have found these a few times, and every time I find them, they sell, because they're so darn fat and cute. And it's an incredible Petables chubby fat calico cat. And it took a while to sell, but it sold for around $18. And I think I have $1 or $2 into it for my yard sale. Just anytime. No, this was a thrift store for $2. But anytime I find these ones, they have this little incredible Petable tag a lot of the time. I pick them up. They don't sell for a ton, but they're so darn cute. This is an Art Deco clamshell shape celluloid ring jewelry presentation box. I have sold a few of these presentation boxes, and these guys, if you've never seen these before, I bet this is surprising to you, because it was surprising to me. This sold for a best offer of $30 in a single day. I got this from my source, but people love them. They sell so well. You can do them in lots. They just sell so amazingly well. Anytime there's a lot of the ones you're going to find are kind of that white, creamy off-white color. And just look for these old presentation box for jewelry. They're just great. And so how my source kind of works right now is I am paying 30% of the listed price. 30% of the $30 that I sold it for. So around $9 is what I gave to sell this item. But why I decided that was an okay margin for me is, if I was at an estate sale, you can bet I would pay $30 for a $100 item. Absolutely. So that's what we've worked out for now. And then in the future, it might change, grow, etc. But for right now, just so you guys are kind of aware what I'm paying, I don't want to hide it from you. You know I'm transparent. That's about where I'm at with the margins, but I am being more picky, so I'm not gonna list a whole bunch of like $5, $10 items from them. It has to be a really easy $20 item to list. Like this, so easy to list and ship, absolutely worth what I made on it. So that's kind of where I'm basing what I'm listing and putting the time into. That's also why I'm sourcing on my own as well, just so that I can kind of bring that overall margin down. But I really think this is also going to help my average sale price as well this year. This is League of Super Pets movie Crypto Superdog Superman dog plush. This sold for $12.71. Like, this isn't something I would probably list from my source, just because if I did, it would be in lots and it would be a higher price. You know, it's just, you just gotta find different ways to make your business work. And this, though, I picked up at a thrift store for $1. I will still always do those sales. It's so easy. This is a 2004 Hallmark animated singing Jingle Pals snowman dog, Snow What Fun. And this one was sealed in its original bag, sold I think within a day or two for $26.95. And I got this at an estate sale for a couple dollars. I showed this in a recent haul. And this I got from my source. It's a vintage sterling silver Avon The Secret Key skeleton key ring, adjustable size, sold for $35 and sold again very quickly. Had a lot of interest in this, and I just got 3 more of this exact one from them, so I am super excited to list those because it will be so easy. This is a Department 56 Peanuts Gang Trick or Treats Halloween ceramic figurine. This one sold for $55, and I have roughly $5.80 or so into all my Department 56. I will officially be doing the Department 56 video, I believe, this week. I am pretty much through. I just have a few big ones I just have to make myself list, but it's selling. I'm doing pretty well so far on them, so I'm excited to share the numbers with you on those. Skipped one. This is Bare Bottom Men's XXL 7-inch inseam red stretch shorts, and sold for $21.21. Got these with, I think it was 9 total of this brand. I got at a yard sale for $2 each. So I was excited with that buy. This is Revel 124 plastic model kit 1976 Chevy Sport stepside pickup, sold for $18.95. This is a cloisonne hinged trinket box diamond shaped flower design enamel pill jewelry, sold for $9.31. It took probably 6+ months to sell, but you can see this in my hand. It is tiny. It is very, very tiny, and to me, paying like 50 cents for this to sell into $9.31, I'm fine with that. I will probably still continue to do those sales because my bread and butter is what pays all my bills still. Plus, I love cloisonne. Cloisonne and Wedgwood are my weaknesses. I have some other weaknesses, but they're definite ones. This is Gourmet Settings Moonlight Hammered Stainless Salad Forks. This is a lot of 6. Got this flatware from my source, and this salad fork lot as well. Both of those sold together for $80, so they sold quick too. I think within a week or two. And so again, I have 30% of $80 into these. So what, like, I don't know, 20-ish dollars, $25-ish into them, but they sold for $80. So, you know, again, my margins aren't as big as they are on other things that I share with you guys, but it's still really good money for how easy this was to list and pack. So just ideas in the future. It is worth paying up for nice items that sell well. So how I kind of put into perspective too is, so I listed 30 items that I got from them last week, and 10 have already sold within a week. So I'm pricing very competitively, and the stuff is moving, so I'm able to get higher sell-through rate items from them. So yes, I still have, and will always have, my long tail, but I think it's giving a nice fuel to my store, an underburn. And this is a Walt Disney ball cap hat, goofy golfing tan cotton leather strap vintage. I picked this up at an estate sale for $1, sold for $11. This, my partner found it in an estate sale. It's vintage, the Smart Clapper Clap-On Clap-Off Sound Activated Classic from 1992. Both of these were sealed. They sold for $16.96. Paid a couple bucks. They actually sold pretty quick. I mean, a week or two. I was surprised. These I just picked up in my haul video, and it's 3 herbal shampoos, cherry bark and rosemary. And they sold for $39.95, and I paid $3. I actually, one of these, it was sealed, but the glue had kind of come off on the seal, so I just ended up going, you know what, I guess I'll use this one. So I'm using the shampoo. It's kind of nice. I mean, I'm too cheap to pay $40 for 3 of them, but it's nice while it lasts. This is an 8-transistor real-tone radio-tested working with case, sold for $17.95 within a week. And with these radios, it's been a long time since I talked about radios because I haven't found any, but I do put a video, and I really think that makes the difference selling these. I think it really helps because sometimes they can work, but they're not very loud. There's so many things that can affect how they sound and condition and what people are looking for. So I put a video so they can kind of hear it, hear the quality, and I do think that has helped sell a lot of my radios. This came from my media buy. It's one of the stragglers left from there. A lot of it sold very quickly, but this is Agatha Christie's Merple Series 4, and it sold for $25.46, and I have $1 into it. This came from my source, and it's a Golden Axe Sega Genesis 1989 complete in box with manual. And this sold for $35. And again, sold very quickly because video games. It's exciting because I've gotten video game stuff from them, and that is stuff I never get to find because video game bros are so intense in my area that it's just not worth battling them. At least not for me. Yes, I love this stuff, but you know, it's a very, very cutthroat market for video games around here. So that's why I have so much knowledge about other useless stuff that other people don't look at. I shared these because you guys know I love Wedgwood, but these I'm showing you as things you need to be careful of if you're picking up Wedgwood. The pale blue, it's the Wedgwood Jasperware Blue clover-shaped ash trinket dish. There's 2 of them. The pale blue tends to be the least valuable / desirable in the collector community of these guys. Not always. There's certain ones that do sell well, cigarette jars, you know, there's different ones that do definitely have some value, but a lot of the very basic ones, they don't sell as well. And these have been listed for probably 3 years, and they sold for $10. I know I probably picked them up at a yard sale for $1, but you know, they're breakable, so not my favorite margins for breakables, but just as a thought, the other colors of Wedgwood are definitely what to look for. The cobalts and yellows and pinks and reds and all those colors. The pale blue is just not always as valuable. Here's Fontanini. I just showed these in a haul video. I still am so excited about these because I never got to see these big ones in the wild, only the little guys. And this is part of a 12-inch series, Nativity series, but this is a 9-inch Kneeling Joseph. And this one and the Kneeling Mary both sold to the same buyer, and they sold for $148 together. And I have roughly $8 or so into each. And I'm in the profit now on that buy because I paid $75 for all of the ones I got. Here's some more video game stuff, again, that I don't get to usually have or use. And it also goes to show that if it's a highly desirable item and it's not in perfect condition, it can still sell. This one is a Nintendo Game Boy Color Atomic Purple handheld console. It works. I had a game to test it with. I showed it was working in a video, and it sold very quickly for $54.95. It was not perfect because whoever owned it previously decided they needed to carve their name into the back. So darn it, Jesse, if this was yours, don't carve your name into this stuff. But it still sold. It wasn't a huge discount I gave on it. I probably could have got $5 to $10 more, but I disclosed it in the description as well as showed it in pictures, and it still sold very well. These ones, you know, it's funny that, so my knowledge base, you guys know, is very, I know a lot of the things you don't always look at that are valuable. So I have a lot of it's a little about a lot is kind of where I'm at. And so my source was so surprised when I told him these would sell, because they're Williams Sonoma 'Twas the Night Before Christmas Stocking Mug Holiday. This one and this one, they're the same mug, sold for $27 each to the same buyer, so $54 total, and they sold in a couple days. And he was surprised. You know, it's fun because he knows things and I know different things, and it's just fun to be able to have someone else to talk about. You know, I have other reselling friends that I'm able to talk to as well. It's just nice to be able to do that and to share knowledge. It's cool. And this is Geo Safari. I realized after these sold that I just butchered the title, because the Geo Safari, that is why it took a while to sell. Learning games, a lot of 2, weather and reefs and oceans. They're kind of a homeschooling thing. They go to this, it's been a while since I sold it, but they go to this game where it's very interesting. It's hard to explain, but it's a very cool system. but these two were brand new pretty much and sold for $20. And those I have like $1 or $2 into. This is part of my Department 56. This is 2001 Department 56 Gus's Drive-In. And this again was in great condition. The box had seen some stuff, but the item was in beautiful condition and it sold for $84.95. And these I got from my source. It's a pair of brass horsehead equestrian bookends and sold for $34.95. And these, I felt bad because I had a wonderful viewer give me such amazing information about this brand that I didn't know at all. And so I was going to go and edit my listings to kind of go with what they were telling me and spend a little more time researching them, but they sold too fast. So I guess that's a good thing. The other buyer was happy with what they got, so hopefully it works out. But again, thank you to that viewer. That was so kind of you to share your knowledge. I am never against you guys correcting me or just maybe saying that I need a little more knowledge on what I am sharing about. I love that. It was so nice to have that and have it just so well put together. It was so nice. But this is a lot of Wilton. They even told me how to pronounce things properly too, and I can't remember. But these are teaspoons. It's a lot of 4 of them. And then a lot of 3 dinner forks and a single salad fork. Both of those lots sold for $60 to the same buyer. And here's a final one that I got in an estate sale for $2, sold incredibly fast. And it's Selected Poems of Robert Frost, the Folio Society and Slipcase. Folio is definitely one to kind of look at and research if you see it. You'll see folio at the bottom. And they a lot of times have these slipcases. And it did sell, you know, real fast for $32.95. And I just have a couple last sales. Here's my one on Poshmark, but it was a good one. And it's Stephen Smith's Grateful Dead Dancing Bear Plush Backpack Adjustable Blue Reed. And it sold for $115. And again, I just love selling these bigger items on Poshmark because this wasn't in perfect condition. I put all that in the description and showed lots of pictures. But this has been, the buyer has had it for 3 days. I got the money released to me. And now I don't have to worry about it getting returned in, you know, 25 days if the buyer decides, like on eBay. So I just love that. Poshmark and Mercari. It's just so nice to have that. And then here is my one on Depop. And it's an Acme Kids Tasmanian Devil Sweater 1992, size small. Taz Looney Tunes. Really cool piece. It's a younger crowd on Depop. So I am trying to learn what to put there. Belt buckles have done really well on there for me, and I'm doing some vintage clothing. I don't have a lot of vintage clothing, and so also kind of, yeah, the plush that goes with video games and things like that, recognizable things, that has seemed to do well on Depop. So I am just trying to just learn what sells on each platform best so that I can, you know, I don't have to spend a whole bunch of time cross-listing for things that might not be worth cross-listing to each platform. And this did sell for a best offer of $11, and I got it at a yard sale, I think, or some, yeah, for $1. So guys, that is everything I have this week. Thank you for joining me. Let me know how your sales are doing in the comments. I know that I think my sales are kind of an anomaly right now. I think I'm doing well because I'm suddenly listing a lot more. You know, I went from basically nothing in January to something. So it's easy to go from 0 to more, you know, so definitely on the growth train and hoping that continues. And hopefully I will get that Department 56 video out so you guys can see that by, and also see how much I spent, see, you know, the numbers of it, because I do think that is useful to share. So guys, I will see you guys on the next one.